At 5:30, all across the South, African-American burial grounds have been bulldozed, plowed over, and forgotten. But in Bethesda, a group of activists is determined to save just a small piece of Black history. Bruce LeShan reports that today, after a year of frustration, they took their protest back to the Montgomery County Council to demand help.
This church is all that remains of what was once a thriving community of freed slaves and their descendants here at Little Falls Parkway and River Road in Bethesda. The cemetery where generations of African Americans were buried was apparently bulldozed into a ditch and covered by a parking lot and this towering apartment building. But a small group of activists is determined to remember the dead. They've marched.
Here in Bethesda, here in Montgomery County.
They've argued. And now, after a year of struggle, they've turned back to the Montgomery County Council for help. A handful of protesters stood at the back of the county council meeting and urged council members to help.
I've been frustrated for now over a year and a half.
Montgomery County's Housing Opportunities Commission and a private developer had plans for a massive new complex of offices, shops, and apartments here. But those plans have been held up by a lawsuit by neighbors who say that they would be hurt. The activists wanted the Housing Commission to set aside a plot of land for a memorial and a museum to the African Americans who once lived here.
A museum where we can have people that's coming all around through travels here and far to come in and learn the history and the knowledge of the Black community that once was on River Road.
The county council just continued its meeting while the protesters stood silently. Council members have already voted unanimously to inventory and protect historic cemeteries. But negotiating a deal with the Housing Opportunities Commission for a memorial and a museum, that has stalled. In Bethesda, Bruce LeShan, WUSA 9.
And we have yet to hear back from the Housing Opportunities Commission on that issue.